What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Sweat It Out podcast. Today, we have a very special guest. She was a former client of mine and still is working with us in a way, way, way heavier fashion. She's doing some big things. I'm excited for this one. But most importantly, she is crushing it as an entrepreneur. She is a amazing, amazing coach that's empowering women to reach body goals plus thrive by rebuilding mindsets and habits. She has her Total Transform program, which is impacting these women on a daily basis. And she's also the host of Speak Wellness. Help us welcome the one and only Crystal Varellas.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up?
So excited to be here.
Excited to have you here.
Very excited. What?
I am excited to have you here.
I heard it's
Crystal.
hot in here because it is hot in here.
It is hot. It is hot in here.
We're sweating it out right now. Come on. We just
Literally.
started.
I'm so excited. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, of course. How you been?
I've been good, busy, tired, but good. Getting used to this mic. Not used to this.
Is this your first one?
First podcast ever.
Woo!
Oh, well, there you go.
Yep.
First
It's not
of all.
first, so I'm not used to this thing.
Hey,
on my face.
it's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. So,
Yeah.
so talk to us a little bit. Update us on how's life been going recently. What do you have going on new?
So life is really good. Well, obviously, thanks to you, my business coach, I was able to build my business online. Little by little, we are now scaling. And I just recently hired a coach that is going to be working under me. So I've been in the process of training her to like expand and be able to help more and more women out there. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy roller coaster the last couple of years.
It's
Insane.
a journey.
Yeah.
Definitely a journey. So let's go back. Let's bring it back to the beginning of like, how'd you first
Everything.
get into the fitness industry and want to be able to impact women the way that you're doing today?
So this is kind of a long story. Do we have enough time for all that?
We have time for the story. We have time for the story.
So basically, growing up, I was never the healthiest. I was never the happiest. I actually was very overweight, especially in high school. And I would get made fun of a lot for my weight. I was the fat cheerleader on the team, quote unquote. Meanwhile, now that I look back at pictures, okay, I was a little chubby, but I wasn't even anything extremely unhealthy. But, bullies back then. So right after I got out of high school, I got into the fitness industry mainly to lose weight for myself. So I started teaching Zumba and kids yoga. Those were actually the first two programs that I was involved in. Little by little, I just fell in love with the fitness industry. I was teaching throughout college, throughout my associates, throughout my bachelor's. And after I graduated my bachelor's, I said, I love this. Like, this is amazing. I get to meet so many people. I get to help so many women. And that's the point that I started getting into nutrition, because in my early 20s, I was kind of into like the fad dieting, trying to figure out what would work and what would be sustainable, and nothing actually ever worked. I was always flip-flopping up and down. So mid-20s, I had lost my mother to lung cancer. So that kind of changed my entire perspective when it comes to health as a whole, which is what really pushed me to start getting into the nutrition component of health and fitness. Certification after certification, little by little, learning more and more. I actually had opened up my own fitness facility at 24 years old in College Point, New York, called Top Shape Health and Fitness with my little sister. We were doing great, but I was very young, so I didn't really sign the best lease. So we shut that down after 3 years. But it was an experience. And then throughout this whole, my 20s, throughout this whole process, I was still trying to figure out something that was sustainable. Because again, like even with the nutrition education that I got, I always felt like once I would take a couple steps forward, I would take a couple steps back. It was never an easy life, a sustainable life that I was living to keep the weight off that I had worked so hard. I had gone all the way back up and back down several times. And then probably one of the worst things, other than losing my mother, I got into a very toxic relationship, which threw me over the edge. So when I was in this relationship, I had went up to 187 pounds, which was the heaviest I ever was. Extremely mentally unwell, no love for myself, no boundaries, no security within just who I am. So after that relationship was over, this was just a few months before COVID happened. And COVID was actually one of the best things that ever happened to me for so many reasons. And one of the main reasons was that it gave me the opportunity to focus on myself. I was pushed to. I've always been the type of person that like, I never stop. Like even on the weekends, it's always like something. At the time I was teaching bachata and salsa at like my dance studio, like on the weekends, never ever had a moment to just reflect on me and what I needed and what was going to make me happy. So COVID happened. I was in a really bad place nutritionally, mentally, and physically. This forced me to stop and just reflect on what I needed to do to make myself the happiest for me, not for anybody else. So this is actually where my program was born, because the at-home workouts that I was doing to get back into physical shape is what is in my program. The nutrition approach that I was taking was more of like an 80-20 approach, balanced nutrition, slight calorie deficit, nothing too crazy, and then still learning to enjoy myself on the weekends. Even though we couldn't go anywhere, friends would come over, we would make, do like potlucks, have a couple drinks, enjoy ourselves. Then I said, okay, there's still something missing. What is missing? I took a couple of psychology classes because I decided to go back for my master's. And this is what switched everything for me. Because as healthy as you can be physically and nutritionally without the mental health component, understanding what your needs are, learning to love yourself from the inside out, being proud of yourself for the steps that you're taking in your life, understanding that life is a roller coaster, so it's never going to be smooth sailing. You could take 10 steps forward and then 4 steps back, and that's okay, because that's part of the experience and the learning and the journey. Once I really honed into this part, that's when I realized, this is what's been missing my whole life, that mental health component. So I kept taking classes, and a lot of these things I implemented into my program and into my book. And then you came along. Hey, what's up? Do you need help with your business? I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I thought you were like spam at first. So, with your help, I was able to build my online business and my online presence. And now it's what, 2.5 years later, something like that? 2 years later?
2.5.
2.5 years later?
3.
Oh, shit.
1 on 3. Yeah.
How old am I?
I don't know.
Tell us.
Turning 33 in August. Jesus Christ.
Hey, you're on the corner.
23, right?
Yeah. Everyone thinks I'm in my 20s, and I never tell them no. I'm like, yep, that's correct.
Like, keep me there.
Yeah, I wish. Well, actually, I feel like in your 30s, you're like your 20s, except you have more money to spend. So
is 30 the sweet spot?
I love my 30s. Yeah, I really do.
There we go.
I really do love my 30s. I think this has been the best of my whole life thus far.
So, Cryss, I want to ask you, when it came to understanding the psychology, the mental health aspect, change your life, obviously, for yourself, you were able to enhance your program. Mm-hmm. What was the client feedback after you were implementing that with them versus when you weren't? How was that total experience as far as like now the way your business was performing, the way that your clients were getting results?
So, I've been in the industry since I was 18. That's when I started. And I've always helped women reach their physical goals using tools, nutrition tips, and, workout programs and training them in the gym. But the difference between what I do now and what I did then is that the lifestyle changes are more sustainable. So it's nothing extreme like what most people do. Yes, the results are going to come slower, but you're going to keep them off. Life is too short to only eat chicken and broccoli every day for lunch and dinner. I mean, God bless the bodybuilders out there. I've tried it, not for me. God bless you guys that you can do it. But most people cannot live like that. The reason why most people fail or regress is because of the too much structure. So it's learning that balance between the two and implementing the mental health. It's a complete game changer, because in the world that we live in now, it's never enough. You can lose 20 pounds and it's never enough. You can have biceps and it's never enough. But once you learn to love yourself from the inside out, set your boundaries, know what you deserve in this life, respect yourself, not only will you be proud of all the steps that you're taking and continue to live this life and slowly but surely get to the point that you want to be physically, let's say, but everything else changes. Once I changed my attitude, everything in my life changed, from friendships to relationships to, colleagues, my work, the people that, the energy that I'm putting out there is coming back. Even if there's bad days, the goodness is always going to come back. And that's what we really implement in this program. And my women they love the results they see, but that's their favorite part because they feel so good in their body. That's what this is, feeling good using all three of these tools.
And I want to talk about your business. So because you've put so much energy into developing yourself, providing this great value, how has your business grown for you because of this?
I mean, first of all, I never thought that I would ever run a fitness business, health and fitness business on social media. Never. Now I'll never go back to the gym. Never. So, I mean, I feel like just because I'm totally myself, and I've also been through a lot of things that many women have gone through but don't want to speak about, that I speak about, I resonate with them and I connect with them. And because of that, like, I somewhat become their friends. I wouldn't say somewhat, I do. I become their friends. So they have a coach, but they also have a friend, somebody that's going to be there and listen to them and understand them. And they appreciate that because it's not just going into the gym, here's your 45-minute session, eat your chicken, broccoli, and sweet potato, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 1:00. Like, we're very, very emotionally connected. And a lot of women need that support because it's not just having somebody there to kick you in the ass at the gym. It's having someone who's going to support you through everything. Like, for example, I have women that are like, okay, my husband wants to take me out to dinner, but I want to make a smart choice. What should I do? Like, they'll send me food menus. I'll help them decide. And they'll go out and they'll be like, I want to have a drink. I'm like, have the drink. You'll be fine. Like, a lot of women feel guilty for wanting to enjoy themselves a little bit. So with my guidance, I help them learn that it's okay to live your life. You do not need to feel guilty. It's about the consistency of what you're doing that's going to get you to where you want to be. So little by little, as I started building this clientele, like, I guess, I don't know. And with social media too, like, my social media has, gotten really busy over the last 2 years. It's just kind of all fallen into place. And I feel like I'm able to reach more people now, even just from hearsay, like, oh, this girl, she changed my life, or now I'm smacking the mic. Did that answer your question?
It did. And then I have another one for you. So a lot of people who might think that creating an online business is impossible, or that health and fitness has no place doing online, like it's an in-person thing. What do you say to those people that just don't believe in online?
Say it.
Like, shut the fuck up. Honestly, I questioned it too I never even thought it was possible, but it is very possible. And I think that there's a huge difference between a health and fitness coach, like online, giving you so many resources and tools that you can use, versus the personal trainers in the gym. And it's not to say that one is better than the other, but from what I've experienced and from the connections and colleagues that I've developed via social media, these online coaches can give so much more to the client versus some of the trainers at the gym. So you get a lot more for bang for your buck as well, too.
From your experience, like, what have you felt like you've been able to do more and give more being an in-person versus online? Like, how do you feel that experience for the client that you have has been more?
I've created a whole program that really gives so much education on nutrition and physical fitness, as well as the mental health component. Like, those are things that you can't get if you walk into a gym and say, hey, I want to hire a trainer. Like, they're not going to dedicate themselves to you and give you all this information as you would get from some sort of online program, because it's different. It's like an education platform versus just hiring a trainer at the gym, which they're great too. Don't get me wrong. I used to do it, but I know just from transitioning over that I can give so much more, especially because I'm also saving time from traveling. Like, I'm available more to them, So it's very different.
So then,
in my eyes.
So since you've helped a lot of people, and I know you've helped a lot of people, what is one of your, I guess, a client that you had that they were really bad, that you felt like they need, so I'm going to rephrase it. Hold up. Let's say you had a client, the worst client that you ever had, one of those terrible eating, diet, everything, and then they did a whole 180 and they changed your life. Do you have a story like that you can share?
I have multiple clients.
Share one that was very impactful.
Let me think. Okay. I'm not going to say names though, because I don't want to.
Don't say names.
So I actually have a client that was friends with my little sister. They actually knew each other, and she had reached out to me when I first developed this program. So while she was in the program, that's when I started adding, like, because now I have a therapist on staff. I have a registered dietitian on staff. So while she was in the program is when I started adding all this stuff. She came to me, I think she was almost 170 pounds. I think she was 168. Eating was terrible, felt terrible. And it's crazy because she was an athlete prior to gaining all this weight. And she, just like everybody else, could not figure out what she was doing wrong. She would try all the fast. She did the keto. She did the under eating. She would work out, take 3 classes at the gym. Nothing was working. So through the program, I obviously taught her what a balanced nutrition looks like, because that's a lot of we start off baby steps. We start off with, this is what your plate should look like. Like, that's it. We start there. And every client is going to pick the information up faster than the other. So she picked it up pretty fast because she's somewhat knowledgeable, but her biggest thing was she would eliminate so many, like she would eliminate carbs. Like, why? Carbs are delicious. Why? Right? So we started off with the basics with the nutrition. Her workouts works for her perfectly because she was a teacher. She also had a lot of other things going on in her life, and she really didn't have the time anymore to get to the gym. So it worked out perfect. By the end of the 3 months, she was down 18 pounds, which is a nice, healthy weight loss for 3 months. Then she did another 3 months with me, and she lost a total of 30 pounds. So she went down and she's still on maintenance with me. I've been working with her since I first started. So she's still doing my program.
So what's your advice for those coaches out there who are listening to be able to retain a client for that long?
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like if you truly connect with the client, they're never going to trust or want to go with anybody else. You know, and that's not even to say like how she feels about herself now, which I know you wanted to know as well. Like, she was miserable, so unhappy. She didn't want to put on clothes. She didn't want to leave the house. By the end of the program, she was putting on those tight shorts, the little bandeau tops, and she had abs. Like, and she's maintained it. It's been 2.5 years, and she's maintained the weight loss, not by doing anything extreme, just by living a healthy life. That's it.
What were the words that came out of her mouth when she got those results?
She was like, holy fucking shit. I remember because I actually have a testimonial on my page, and that's exactly what she says. Holy fucking shit. You are not going to believe this. I am down 25 pounds. And I was like, I told you. I was like, I mean, it happens. But this is the thing, though, I want to say, like, just whoever listens to this later, everybody's journey is different. I have some women that have been on my program for 6 months and they've lost 15 pounds. But granted, they have a lot of health issues. They maybe might be a little bit older. You know, everybody's journey is different, but everybody who sticks to the program and listens gets to where they want to be at some point. It's just a matter of trusting the process. People really want quick fixes in the fitness industry.
So it's called Total Transform?
Yeah.
I love it. And that book's really powerful too. I was going through it. You went through a crazy journey, especially growing up and where you're at today.
I did. But you know what? Like,
show us the book. Now, Bryan brought up the book. We got to see the book. The camera has to show the camera the book. Let's go.
That's me. And that's me.
I love it. Can you read to us the title and what it says in the back?
All right. So it's the ultimate playbook for total. Am I supposed to be looking at the camera now?
Go ahead. Whatever you want.
It's the ultimate playbook for total transformation. And after 15 years in the health and fitness industry and countless numbers of mistakes later, countless, by the way, I have found the solution. The solution is the end to all of your fruitless searches for a way to not only achieve the physical results you desire, but to live your healthiest and happiest life ever. My goal for you is to have you treat yourself as a priority, thrive in your life, and all you need is a can-do mentality. And this show you, and I will show you how to grow a love for yourself that is unbreakable and a confidence that is contagious.
Love that. Where can people go get your book?
On my website, on the Total Transform page, there's a link.
Let's go. I love it. Now,
yeah.
Speaking of your book, because I know your book reflects a lot of what your program is about. What are the main pillars you would want somebody to take away on this podcast right now that's in your program, in your book, and they can start applying it to themselves today?
So let's talk. I'm going to talk one I'll do like one fitness tip, one nutrition tip, and one mental.
Yeah, it's your game.
My game. So when it comes to fitness, consistency. You don't need to go extreme. You don't need to work out for hours a day. Today I only worked out for 30 minutes. But I work out almost every single day for at least a small period of time. Something. Being consistent is the key when it comes to fitness. I have heard horror stories of people taking like 3 classes back to back at the gym. Like, why? You do not need to do that. You are overtraining. You're only going to hurt yourself, and you're not going to get to the place you want to be because you're going to fail, because then you're going to quit. So small movements, small goals every single day. Just move for 30 minutes if that's how you want to start every single day. That's it. Consistency. Mix it up. Couple days of strength training, couple days of cardio, you're good. That's it. Moderation with that. People tend to really overdo it. With nutrition, I think my biggest thing is just focus on eating balanced meals. Don't do anything that's going to eliminate major macros like your protein or your carbs or your fat. Slight calorie deficit, balanced meals.
Give us an example of a good meal.
What did I eat today? Okay, so I made baked chicken cutlets. So that's another thing too, another good tip. Get creative. Like you can make delicious, like I love chicken cutlets. I love chicken cutlets so much. But I'm not gonna fry my chicken cutlets. Why? Because that's gonna add so much saturated fat that is so not necessary. It's gonna increase the calories. It's just not necessary. So what do? I take my my little thin sliced chicken. I put a little olive oil. I put a little breadcrumbs. I stick it in the air fryer, or I'll stick it in the oven and bake it. Delicious. So I had baked chicken cutlets. I was actually really, really good this week. And I had 6 ounces of baked potato. I had 8 ounces of chicken, actually. And then I made like a little side salad. So I try to tell people, make sure you have your protein, your carbs, your fat. Oh, I put a little butter on that baked potato and a little salt. Make sure you have your protein, your carbs, and your fat, and then add like a color. So add like a veggie or a fruit, something. Don't eliminate your fruit. People say eliminate your fruit because it's got a lot of sugar. No, there's so many vitamins and minerals and nutrients and antioxidants and so many things that you get from fruit that you cannot get anywhere else unless you're taking an extreme amount of supplements.
What's a go-to fruit you would suggest for everybody to take right now?
A go-to
fruit.
My favorite fruit right now is mango, baby. It's mango season in Miami, and I pick them off the tree.
You're stealing them.
No, it's on my property. I can take it.
I was going to say, she's about to get on Only in Date.
Wait, actually, the other day I was like going to walk my dogs, and we have a huge mango tree in front of our property. There was some asshole that pulled up on his car and had a mango picker and was picking our mangoes. So I literally screamed out, I go, hey, those are our mangoes. Don't take our mangoes. He looked at me like, oh shit.
Did you keep doing it though?
Yeah.
So guys, listen up.
He's going to sell them too.
Crystal's telling you it's mango season, but don't go over to her property and take her mangoes.
No, there's plenty of other ones. Go to the other ones. I'll steal mine. Definitely mango right now. But honestly, I love all fruit. I don't eliminate anything. I eat it all. I just eat everything in moderation. That's the key. Finding the balance. Eating in moderation.
Now, should you do cardio on a fasted or no?
Oh, that's a very touchy topic. So actually research shows that doing fasted cardio does not necessarily burn more fat than if you do cardio like after you eat lunch or after your workout or whatever. That's what research shows. But I think this is more of like a by person thing, an individual thing. I personally love to wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is go for a run. I love it. For me, it works. But you don't necessarily have to do that to reach the physical goals that you want. You could burn fat a million different ways. That doesn't have to be the only thing.
And what do you think about the keto diet? Is that something worth doing or no?
So I think the keto diet is really great for the diabetic community. I don't think that the keto diet is a sustainable lifestyle for most people.
And why do you think it's not sustainable?
Because you are eliminating a major macronutrient. And there's a reason why we have carbs in our diet. There's a million reasons.
Bryan, you like your carbs, bro.
I love carbs, yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Some people don't. And listen, again, like everybody has their preference with things. I believe in balance. Balance everything. Balance your work and personal life. Balance your nutrition. Balance is key to keep you at peace. That's what I really, really believe, right? especially with the nutrition. I mean, for me, I love everything. I love McDonald's, for God's sakes. I try not to eat it, but I love it all. I just feel like from my experience and all of my education, finding something that allows someone or your client to enjoy it all is going to help them succeed and stick to their goals, their daily goals, to reach the ultimate goal that they have.
So let's dive into the mental health pillar.
Yes.
Break that down for what's something from there that people can start applying.
So, and this can be for fitness, for nutrition, and just for life in general. Prioritize yourself. If you prioritize yourself, you're going to find, whether it's an hour to read a book, an hour to take a walk, an hour to work out, an hour to be alone and sit in silence, an hour to make out with your dogs. I do that. Whatever. Prioritize the things that are going to make you happy, because that's going to just, in general, put you in a better mental space for just your daily life, for the people that are around you. And I think that it's also very important for people to figure out what it is that they want and need in life, to set those boundaries so that nothing can break that positive energy that they have.
So from your experience, why do you feel a lot of people don't do that?
Set boundaries.
Yeah, or
prioritize themselves.
Exactly, prioritize themselves.
I think it's very common, especially with women, that we're expected to do everything. We work, we cook, we clean, we have the kids, we take care of the kids, we do that, right? For most cases, right? This is like the general synopsis for most women. And I feel like a lot of women just are naturally nurturing. So their first instinct is to, I gotta take my mother to the doctor. Obviously, you're gonna do that. We get it. But I have to, go drop my husband's lunch off. I would have been like, Uber Eats it. I got shit to do.
They still do this today in this era? They drop off husband's lunch?
I don't want to bring my little sister into this, but my little sister is like the typical housewife. I mean, she works obviously, but she takes care of my brother-in-law. She's always the first person to run for the family. Not that I would never would. Of course, I would run for my family, even though it would be more of catching a flight to my family because everybody's in New York. But my sister is an example of someone who takes care of everybody around her, but does not take care of herself. And this is 90% of the women out there, right? I have kids. I got to take care of my kids. Of course you got to take care of your kids. But what I try to tell the mothers that I work with and a lot of the busy entrepreneur women that I work with, you're going to be able to give back to your husband, to your kids, to your colleagues, to your family, to your friends, so much more if you feel better about yourself and if you're in a better space.
But Crystal, that's not possible. Look at my daily routine. Look at this.
Oh, it's possible.
Do that. How do you figure that out? How do you break that down for them?
So it's all about scheduling and prioritizing. I mean, I feel like we've gone through this too, right? In the beginning, it's all about scheduling and prioritizing. You need to go into your schedule, find that 1 hour, 30 minutes, even if it's 30 minutes, take that 30 minutes, plug in what you want to do, whether it's your workout, your run, prep your food, just sit alone and silent, whatever it is that you read a book, take that 30 minutes and designate that for you time. That's all you need. Put the kids to bed and do it. And let me tell you something. I had a mother that just finished my program. Okay. Now she's pregnant again. So she's going to have to do it again. It's hilarious. She finished having, by the way, guys, I feel like any woman that wants to get pregnant, do my program, because every single woman for some reason gets pregnant.
Wants to get pregnant.
No, well, this is just like a funny. Oh my God. So half the women that I've worked with that have gotten to their goals, I guess because they've gotten so healthy that
it's the mental health aspect.
They got pregnant right after they finished the program.
That's a total transform.
There we go. Who wants to have kids? So I had this mother that came to me. She just had her baby a year ago, right? So she started my program about 6 months ago. And she's like, I really need to get in a better place. I'm not in a good mental space. I'm super depressed. I need to lose the baby weight that I gained and some. She's like, I'm not eating good. I want to do this. So she did it. She got even lower than her pre-baby weight. So when she got pregnant, I think she was 135 pounds. She went down to 132 by the time she was on my program. Oh. She learned how to eat. And this is a woman that had a 6-month-old running around in her house. But guess what? She had no excuses. She found that 40 minutes to get her workout done in her living room after she put the baby to sleep. When there's a will, there's a way. I'm sorry. I'm very if you want something, no matter what it is in life, if you want it, you're going to get it. Sometimes you might need a little kick in the ass, but that's what I'm here for. But if you want it, there's no excuse as to why you can't get it.
Oh, 100%.
You just got to respect your schedule, prioritize what's important, and do what you got to do.
And how important is discipline in all this? 'Cause I think people feel that they don't need to be disciplined to be successful or reach their goals.
I mean, so you definitely need to have some sort of discipline, but some people struggle to discipline themselves. But again, that's where I come in. As your coach, I help keep you on track because not everybody has that discipline. Hopefully by the end of the program, they have the discipline. But it's also one of the things that we learn in my program is we develop a really strong mind-body connection. So we really understand what the difference is between, okay, I'm being lazy, I need to discipline myself, get my ass up and go for my workout or whatever. Or versus, okay, I'm really fatigued today, my body's hurting, I'm tired, I think I'm going to rearrange my schedule a little bit. I'll take today as a rest, and instead of tomorrow I'll work out. So there's a difference too, especially as women. Like our hormones are all over the place. Sorry guys, we have PMS, we get our periods. Like women's bodies go through so much that we have to really learn to decipher the difference between like, I'm not motivated, I'm lazy, or my body needs to chill, right? So those are some of the things that we dig deep as part of the mental health component of my program.
Since we're on this topic of discipline, and I want to bring this up because you mentioned this earlier on. You said that you create a friendship with your clients,
yes,
right? So you become friends with your clients. So
I do.
When you become friends with your clients, how do you have how do you keep that level of coach mode to help them now that they're your friends, to keep that discipline going and they can understand, okay, she's my friend, but she's still my coach?
So actually, I've been asked this question before from other coaches, actually. I'm not talking in the mic, am I? I don't even know how I do it sometimes, honestly. I think this is just who I am as a person. Like, I genuinely care about every single person. And because I'm like an outside party, a lot of these women open up to me about things that they wouldn't open up to anybody else. Their thoughts, their fears, their concerns, their stresses, their family dramas. And I'm a non-biased outside party that is there to kind of help them get into a better headspace, right? So because of all the things that we share, and I share my stories too, because that's how I connect with these women. So I guess because of this is why we developed the friendship. But I also have no shame to be like, stop being lazy, get your ass up now and go do your workout. Like I don't know. I just do it. I just am who I am. And that is something that I would normally do with anybody, to be honest. So I don't really know. I mean, it can be tricky sometimes, but like, okay. So I had
situations where there's a combative issue.
I've had situations, not pushback with the working out, especially because, my program, you're making an investment into my program. So if someone's going to spend the money to do my program, they're going to do it 99.9% of the time. I've never really had an issue with that. Sometimes they need a push, but again, that's what I'm here for, right? That's normal. I need a push too sometimes, but I don't have anybody to push me. I got to push myself, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. So I have had one situation where there was just a client that overstepped boundaries a little bit. They overstepped, meaning so I work some weekends and some weekends I don't. It really depends on my workload that week, right? If my client really needs me, I don't care if it's a Saturday at 4:00. I will be there for them. But usually the week before, I'll tell my clients, if you need anything, make sure you let me know by Friday because I'm taking off Saturday and Sunday. I'm disconnecting. Like I have plans. I'm going to just, So the thing with my program, at least with my type of coaching, is I give so much of me and so much of my energy to my women that I need a day or two to rejuvenate my energy to give them 110% again on Monday. So I had a client that they would literally blow up my phone over things that were not even significant throughout the weekend that I had to have a talk with them. I said, listen, so-and-so, you know that I'm always here for you. I wouldn't say 24/7, but most of the time, I'm always here for you. But if I tell you that I'm not going to be available on the weekend, unless it's an emergency, you got to understand that I need a little space because of what I just said to you. I need to take time for myself, relax, smack the mic, rebuild my energy so that I can give you guys so much more on Monday. Because if you keep coming at me and it's not even anything that's an emergency, you're draining me more. So like, we have to, I said we have to settle some boundaries. So now, because of that little boo-boo, I know you know who I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because of that little boo-boo, I've actually been a lot more vocal. But I think that's also part of the growing, like as a person and as a coach. Like I've never actually experienced something like that. So now that I did, I am better at communicating my boundaries to all of my new clients that I sign up. Like I'll tell them, listen, I'm not available this weekend. Whatever you need, I'm here till 12 p.m. Friday night, you let me know. Or 12 a.m. actually, I should say. Or I'll tell them, I'm working on Saturday until 6 o'clock. So if you need anything, I'm available, hit me up. But, again, that's part of the learning experience. And nobody's perfect. I'm still going to learn so much more over the course of the next years. So I guess that's my advice.
So then what's the next step for Crystal? What are you planning on doing in the next, 2 years, 3 years within your business?
I can tell you my 7-year goal.
Let's hear that. What's your 7-year goal?
Boy. Well, okay. So the next 2-3 years, I would definitely hope that I have a couple of coaches under me. So I can kind of pull back a little bit and focus on some other things that I would like to do. Definitely in the health and fitness industry, obviously, because this is just, I was meant to be here. This is my purpose in life. I've actually tried to get out of the fitness industry a couple times and something always pulled me back. So, but 7 years, in 7 years, I'll be 40. Oh my God. In 7 years, I'll be 40 and I hope to own a couple of properties so that I can have somebody else run my business. I could train a couple of people just because I love what I do, kind of pull back and have like passive income from other things so I could live my life. Because I feel like, everybody works, but I feel like I have been working so hard. I've been working since I was 12. My father had me in the basement, cooking bacon, peeling potatoes, and prepping his food for his food cart. Like literally, I've been working since I was 12 years old. And then I got my first real job at a deli at 14.
Hey, the American dream doesn't stop, man.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I just, I work hard and I love what I do, so I'm not complaining. But it would be nice to get to the point where I can kind of have somebody running my business for me. I could still train some people, of course, because this makes my heart stop. I love what I do so much, and live my life a little bit. I want to do some traveling, so I hope I get to that point. 7 years is a long time.
Hey, you're gonna get there. What are you talking about, Crystal? You're already on your way there.
I'm working on it. It's scary though. It's really scary sometimes. I'm just like, holy shit, what the hell's going on?
It is scary. A lot of uncertainty, but you have to be certain that you can do it.
I definitely believe that I could do it. I am my mother and my father's daughter. That's for damn sure. Right. Both my parents are entrepreneurs, so.
And very good ones too.
Yeah, they are. They're good people.
So speaking about the years and your 7-year goals, just because we're on the topic of the timeline, where would you like to see, or what would you like to see with the health and fitness industry going down the road in these next upcoming years?
Oh, that's a good question. What would I like to see, or what would I not like to see?
Could be whichever one. What wouldn't you like to see, or what would you like to see?
So, it would be nice to see more coaches that, involve healthier approaches to things. Unfortunately, that's probably never going to happen because it's just human nature to want the quick results. So there's always going to be something new that comes out. But I would like to see more like body positivity. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to happen ever in my lifetime, because even when I was younger, like the image that people should look like, or women should look like, is constantly changing. So, I remember like back when I was wearing baby fat, it was like,
that was a thing.
When I was like 13 years old, like the look was like really, really thin, slender, no chest, no butt. And then I remember I went to high school and the look for women was big butts. And then it's always changing. And I'm really hoping that there's more coaches that come out that really teach women to embrace the bodies that they have, because the truth is, you can't change the structure of your body. And some women still struggle. Like, even if they get in great shape and they get great results, they still hate it. They're like, but my thighs are too big. Girl, you know how heavy I got to squat to even, they don't build. So I don't know why you're complaining. Like, everybody is different. And it would be nice to see more body positivity out there versus trying to look like somebody else. But that's going to be a hard thing to do. I feel like the cycle is always going around.
Always. The what is it now? Like the 70s trend is coming back. I see a lot of people, doing some 70s styles.
With what?
With everything.
What am I missing?
Like
the bell-bottom pants? What are we
yeah,
missing?
some people are bringing that back. I've seen it on TikTok.
Shit.
Yeah,
I gotta get on my
what's
TikTok.
crazy that it does happen like that. There's resets or there's cycles where things they come back and then there's a twist to it.
There's
like a little
Atkins keto.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Rebrand.
Except keto says 65% fat, I think. Yeah. Well, same idea. I did Atkins once.
The thing is that people don't like to do the simple stuff that works. The stuff that sucks.
People need to get attached to something, a name, a tribe, a this, a that. That they get attached to something because then it's like, oh, this is new. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Let me get off this. This is what caught my attention. This is what everybody's on. Everybody wants to be part of what's new, what's trending, what's hot, because they want to be included into something.
Yeah.
Right. And I think in reality, I think what most people need to understand is that, look, as much as it could be great, yeah, I'm not knocking on it. It can jumpstart your journey. But you got to understand is that certain things are not sustainable forever.
Yes.
And also, too, when that trend ends up fading out, are you going to just be a trend jumper, jumping into different trends? Or are you going to learn how to be able to sustain a certain lifestyle without having to, oh my God, I have to be part of this trend or that. This is the only thing. No, you can figure out a way to sustain your lifestyle, enjoy life, enjoy food, enjoy working out, enjoy living, and still be a healthy individual overall. And it's just making sure you put in that work to constantly better yourself every single day, little by little, little by little, little by little, without having the notion of like, I have to be on hardcore with this or I have to be hardcore with that. And as much as the hardcore, believe it or not, might have helped you get out of where you're currently at your worst state, it could have helped you to push you out because you needed that hardcore push. But now it's like, okay, where can I step in a zone where I'm not going to burn myself out or I'm not going to, be in this strict shit that's killing me every day, but to a place where I'm happy, I'm satisfied, and I'm still healthy.
But that's the hardest thing for most people, men too. But I feel like it's even more common in women because there is so much pressure on a woman to look a certain type of way or be a certain type of person or like, and it's like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I am who I am. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to put myself first. I'm going to eat the right food. I love working out because it makes me feel good. I'm going to take care of my mental health. And I am who I am. And another thing that we learn in my program is if someone doesn't love you for the amazing person that you are, they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But like, you're going to attract the people that are going to love you when you're in the best place ever. As much as I wish these, these body goals that some people have, that's hot right now, what your body should look like. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring up Kim Kardashian. I don't follow them. But that stupid ass diet that she did to fit in that dress, like, are you kidding me? Like, you're a celebrity. Like, don't you want to push things that are healthy for the millions and billions of women that are following you? Like, things like that get on my nerves.
What diet did she do? I have no idea.
I don't even know. She did some like 2-week or 16-day. She starved to fit into a dress.
Yeah,
there was nothing wrong with your body before that diet.
It's trying to sell you stuff. At the end of the day, it's all about sales. Here, what I don't want happening is this. What I don't want happening is this, because, I do believe that people should feel happiest at their healthiest state, and how they look at that state of being their healthiest, they need to accept that this is how my body looks.
Yes.
This is where I'm at. This is where I'm healthiest, and this is my appearance, and I'm good. What I don't want happening is I don't want people to also think on the other side of like accepting only where they're at currently.
Right.
And then
Good
pushing
point.
that, because I think that's another issue that's going on now, where you're going to another extreme where people are now like, well, you know, I'm going to accept where I'm at now, and that is okay. And if they don't want to love me, they don't have to love me. They don't want to accept. But are you healthy truly? Or have you gotten to your best place and worked for it, and then say, this is where my body really does look healthiest. Now I'm happy and accept that.
Okay, so
That's
I want
an
to
issue
touch
I
on
see
that.
going on.
I want to touch on that. So health, physical health is not measured by your weight. You can be healthy as a horse. I don't even know. Does that even make sense? I've heard this saying my whole life. I don't.
A racehorse?
I don't
They're pretty
get
healthy.
it. Oh, a racehorse. Okay. You could be extremely healthy, and you could be not in your, first of all, I don't track VMI because VMI does not take into consideration water retention, chest, muscles, bone density, nothing. But you could be healthy and be a little thicker, right? That's fine. That's totally fine. I understand what you're saying. If someone is like, you know, extremely on the other end, maybe they're obese, they have high blood pressure, they have diabetes, they have this, they have that, and they're like, oh, I love me. So no, you want to make sure that you're healthy. But health does not have a size, right? And confidence does not have a look. You don't need to look a certain way to feel amazing in your body. So I have some women that lost a certain amount of weight, but they wanted to lose more. So they're still on the program and they're working on it little by little, but they keep coming at me with the, I want to be 135 pounds or whatever. And I try to explain to them, first of all, you look absolutely amazing. You should not feel better just because you hit a certain number on a scale. You should feel better because you've lost inches, you've built muscle, your body's tighter, you're eating healthier, your skin is glowing, your hair is longer, you have more energy. That's why you should feel confident. But there is a fine line, like you're saying, and it can get tricky. But I'm hoping that at least some people have the common sense to be like, okay, well, you know, if I have high blood pressure, you know, we have a problem here. I need to get healthy, right?
100%. I mean, Crystal, it was amazing having you here today, man.
Oh,
Like,
thanks.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, what you're doing, how you're doing it, pillars in your program, in your book. You know, being here today and just showing also as well, giving us examples of the impact you're creating for, you know, your fellow clients and amazing the results you're providing. It's important, you know, it's important to have more good quality coaches out there doing what you do. And I think at the end of the day, if we can just, as coaches, do our jobs to just educate ourselves and become better every day. That's the most important thing.
That's another thing too. Everybody should continue to educate themselves, no matter what field they're in.
Where can people connect with you, find you? Where can they, you know, if they want inquiries to work with you as well?
So definitely Instagram, social media, CRYSS_fitness. Follow me. I'm all over my DM. So if anybody wants to message me, has any questions or wants any more information, I will be so happy to help. I love my job.
Love it. And the way we like to wrap it up here on the podcast is, what is the most important piece of advice you can leave it off to all our listeners today in one single sentence?
Take care of yourself.
Done. You guys heard it. Take care of yourself. Prioritize you first.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, most important, if you got value out of this podcast, drop a like, comment, leave a review, a rating, because the more love you show us, the more love we can show back. Till next time on the Sweat It Out podcast.